trainers and the fighters themselves. And this might be as good as the main event on Saturday night. So let me bring up first somebody I've known for quite a few years, and he's the entertaining pride of Houston, Texas, Mr. James Prince. Manager Kovalev-Ward.
Thanks, Mike. I'd like to thank God for this opportunity, HBO, the commitment, the sacrifices they made to bring this fight to us, the MGM grant, Mr. Stern. We appreciate Rock Nation, our promoter, Jay-Z, Dez, all of those that's in the background, support Mike, and definitely like to thank Mike. He's been on the line of duty doing a great job. Antonio Leonard is in the house. We appreciate you, Tony, and all that you do. And, you know, the list goes on and on. I feel really grateful for this opportunity, and I speak on behalf of Team Ward. We've been looking forward to this day. It's here, and I'm gonna deal with the elephant in the room. This is Russia versus the United States of America. Russia versus the United States of America. And in my opinion, the best of Russia can't beat the best of the United States of America. Nothing. I believe that to be said. Yeah, it is what it is. The best of Russia can't beat the United States of America and nothing. And that's what's happening. You know, we have a Russian fighter over here, Kovalev. Hey, we respect your fight game. You're a great fighter, and you remind me of Kovalev. We have my man Kovalev-Ward over here, who I consider David. I don't know if y'all understand that story, Kovalev and David, but that's what we're dealing with right here. And come Saturday night, we're gonna have an opportunity to see the modern day David, which is Kovalev-Ward, defeat Kovalev. Now, I mentioned this in the last press conference in New York, and Ms. Duva, she said to me when she got up to the podium that Kovalev-Ward don't have a sword. That's correct. Or a slingshot. Either one of them. Or a stone. But she missed the real substance of the story where David and Goliath is concerned. She missed the anointing that is on David. You know, his obedience. You know what I mean? All of these different spiritual realms where David was concerned. And he's gonna fight the S.O.G. You know what I mean? That's the son of God, if y'all didn't know. That's Kovalev-Ward. So, no, we don't have a sword. So we can't cut his head off and raise it up as David did, like Kovalev-Ward gonna raise the belts up come Saturday night. But we plan on beating the head up so bad until you're gonna need all type of instruments to fix it. Thank you.
Be good. Let's stick with Team Ward right now, and I'd like to bring up, both of these fighters. They both have really, really outstanding trainers. So let me bring up the trainer for Kovalev-Ward, Mr. Virgil Hunter.
Great to be here. Glad to be participating in an event like this, as I said yesterday, I've been saying. And glad to see everybody here. I've been here for many of fights, and to see the media room filled for this event, it really makes me feel good. I'd like to thank Peter Nelson and HBO and their staff, my Rap-A-Lot family. I'd like to thank Mr. Stern for all he's done, provided. And I'd also like to thank the press, no matter who you choose to win, who you choose to push forward. That's your prerogative, and you most certainly deserve it. I didn't really want to come up too much today. You know, I turned 63 last Wednesday, and it's no secret now that, you know, I've worked with youth most of my professional career. I was just reflecting last night on, I can remember some young men, 13, that I knew and buried them at 15. And, you know, I've seen it all. So it does have an emotional effect on me when it comes to young men. And, you know, I realize that even the age of Sergey and Andre, they're young men to me. And watching that my fight and what Sergey had to endure, it really touched me. And I'm not up here just saying this just to be saying it. It really touched me deeply. And, you know, my heart went out to him. Of course, everybody now knows Andre's background. It's been 8 weeks and a lot of things have come out, and we've chosen to keep quiet for the various reasons that we need to keep quiet, because things fly around pretty quick, and until you can get everybody in the room, it's always a mystery to what actually is really going on. I had the great pleasure yesterday of doing a ring debate with Coach Jackson, and even though he has sniped me and questioned, you know, my credentials, which he's entitled to, I walked away from that debate with respect for him. I never had disrespect for him, but I had more respect for him. So I was sort of alluding to yesterday that, you know, I was troubled about a few things, some things that I had observed in the camp, whether Sergey listens to Coach Jackson or not, when it comes to, you know, doing things his way. So imagine getting up this morning and realizing within myself that we heard about, you know, the troubles in Russia, how Sergey was, you know, overwhelmed with family and friends and things, and selling the tickets and things like that, and it didn't allow him to put on the performance that was expected of him. Although we do have to give Isaac Shalimba a lot of credit with the attitude to come to win. We do have to give him his portion of the credit. I think what disturbs me most is that Coach Jackson didn't get there until a week before the fight. Now, Ms. Duva, with all respect, in New York, introduced Coach Jackson as the best trainer in boxing. And I'm trying to figure out in my mind, why would you leave the best trainer in boxing behind until a week before the fight? So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know, but that seems to be the case. And it's not airing out trash, it's leaving questions to be asked. I can't answer it. And if I am wrong, then I'll even feel better about it. As I said yesterday, the respect that I gained Coach Jackson yesterday, and being in the coaching fraternity is a very difficult fraternity. And so I tend to align myself with every coach because it's so tough. So that's the case. Also, and you know, this is real, it's not easy to get out because, again, looking at how Sergey lost his dad, man, early. All these things affect you when you're young. You know, I never came up around my real father, and I often wondered, you know, what would I have been? Maybe if he'd have been there. I'm thankful for how things turned out. I had a great stepdad, and he was really the only dad that I knew. And this is a 50-50 fight. But the pay doesn't reflect that. How does the challenger get a boatload of money, but the champion don't? I don't understand that. I think those are some questions that need to be asked. And everybody here is saying, well, you're doing it. No, it's not like that. I'm really torn by it because, again, until you've been in my shoes and have worked with young men and seen the sufferings of things, you never know. But I don't understand it. Maybe he was fine with it, or maybe it's not true, and that would be the best news I could get. But again, I might just be blowing smoke and rattling, and what I'm saying rattling up here, because it is something that really bothered me. And call me weird or whatever you want to call me, or later on if you have to remark on what I've said today, you're entitled to remark the way you want to remark. But if everybody's fine with it, then I'm fine with it. But it did bother me. Getting to the fight, I believe it's going to be a great fight. And I believe that S.O.G is everything that they say he is. He's a dangerous opponent. He's coming intending to win. We've seen him do things to opponents that when they step in the ring, they shiver. And I think that he carries that persona with him justifiably. So really it's up to us to, dilute that situation. So I'm looking forward to November 19th. And I'd like to see all these, Sergey's 33 now, Andre's 32. This is an age in boxing where you're looking for your exit strategy. So when you make a remark that there was a time when fighters were courageous and not cynical businessmen, I think that takes us back to the 40s or the 50s. You fight, I'll do your business, and then when you finish fighting, you look up and you don't have no money. But in the meantime, my grandkids going to college on your blood, sweat, and tears. And in the meantime, you can take a bow at the next fight 10 years from now, and everybody tell you how great you were and how they enjoyed your fighting, but you don't have no money. So I encourage all fighters to be cynical businessmen. Don't be a robot. And it's easy from the foreign countries to get that type of fighter and pay them what you want to pay them. And they should be happy with it. And if that's the case, so be it. But I just encourage them all to be businessmen, and you have a right to be a businessman. In other sports, athletes are businessmen. You're no longer robots. It just saddens me because I came through the civil rights era. I came through all during that time. I'm a very avid historical reader of all the major events that took place in Russia, from Nikita Khrushchev to Stalin to Brezhnev to Putin. I remember the Bay of Pigs very well. My father was on the USS Ranger, the aircraft carrier, and I can remember my mother telling us, it could possibly be a war, a nuclear war, and here you are, 9 years old, 10 years old, and you're hearing that. That's a spooky, spooky thing. So I became very entrenched in Soviet history as a result of that. And I love the Spetsnaz, some of the toughest cats you ever see in your life. And the story of how they developed in war, in World War II with Hitler, how they had to go and disarm that big gun that he brought within firing range of the Soviet territory. So it's a lot of historical things that accompany that. And I'm sorry if I got off track a little bit from the fight. Sometimes when I get emotional about certain things, I can go here and go there. But I would encourage all promoters, treat your fighters fairly. Don't hoodwink them, and don't keep them robots, and don't keep them, encourage them and teach them how to be businessmen. And, if you have a champion, he deserves a champion's ration. Again, hopefully I'm wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, Virgil. Well, let's bring up a gentleman who hasn't heard this word in quite a while in his career. The word is challenger, because the titles are on the line and he's challenging for them. But as we all know, this fight really is about somebody's always got to go. 2 undefeated fighters. This is about who moves up into that position of pound for pound, the best in the world. And that's probably what you're going to get at the end of this fight. So let's bring up the official challenger. Undefeated since he was 13 years old, captured Olympic gold. His record now, 30 victories, 15 wins by knockout. 2-time world champion, Andre Ward.
I want to thank everybody that's here today, the media, all my sponsors, obviously, MGM Grand and the great team that put this fight together, HBO. Man, I was off to the side trying to mind my own business, and Kathy Duva woke me up. She started talking. I don't know why she keeps doing that, but it's interesting that the ones that are not getting in that ring are the ones that are doing the most talking. They're not feeling those punches. And so she can keep doing what she's doing. I love it. That's what a big promotion is all about. That's what a big fight is all about. We're not supposed to like each other. His side has been doing a lot of talking. And that's fine, we love it. It's okay, it's not our first rodeo. We've been down this road before. We don't always respond right away because and sometimes our silence is misinterpreted as we don't understand or we don't get it. No, we get it. We watch. We take notes. But in the meantime, we keep working, and then we produce come fight night. That's what we specialize in. So all the talking is great. I love it. But know one thing: I'm not taking no mess come Saturday night. I'm gonna be there. Thank you very much.
I told you, honesty is the best policy. You've heard a lot of honesty today. But clearly Saturday is going to be an epic night. Ward versus Kovalev is without a doubt going to be the fight of the year in boxing. We all know that. Rock Nation is proud to be part of it. It's in our DNA to promote big global events, and we are honored that after working on this fight for the better part of last year, we have finally arrived at the moment of truth. There are a lot of organizations and people that have helped this event, and I'd like to thank all of them. First and foremost, Team Ward, including James Prince, Josh Dubin, who I probably have been on the phone with no less than 10 times a day for the last 100 days. Josh, we appreciate your support. And of course, Virgil Hunter. Peter Nelson and Tony Walker from HBO for bringing this fight to a global audience. Richard Sturm and Sid Greenfeig of MGM, as well as T-Mobile Arena GM Dan Quinn for hosting this event at a world-class facility. Kathy Duva and her team at Main Events, who've been our partners on this fight from the very beginning. Last but certainly not least, the city of Las Vegas, the spiritual home of the biggest events in boxing and the rightful setting for a fight that will change the face of the sport for many years to come. Thank you for coming out today, and please enjoy Saturday night's fight. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. Pull them up.
that be our responsibility. If we don't have, if there is such a thing.
Let's have station.